Workout today is totally body weight exercises, and I'm gonna really try hard to start with the easiest version of it, and then that way you can either stay with that version, or if you know a more advanced version, go ahead and do that version. And then the second time through, I'll do a different, maybe a more intense version in case you're not sure how to make the exercise harder. The only thing that you might need for this is either a chair or a bench, because we are going to do some dips, and you'll want a chair or a bench for that, and or you'll want a chair or a bench for the push-ups. So you can do your push-ups against the counter, against the bench, against the chair, or of course you can do them from the floor. So you have a couple different options there. So those might be the only things that you're going to want. So before we get started, let's go ahead and do a quick little warm up because, hey, this is time crunch. We don't have a lot of time. We really don't, because I've got to be ready for my next live session. So I always like to start with some big kicks. Opposite hand to the opposite leg. Don't feel like you need your arm or your leg to go as high as mine does. Then we can go into some butt kicks, bringing your heel to your butt. All right, Laura, I see you watching. I hope you're moving with me. And let's go ahead and do a knee hug, pulling your knee into your chest. Of course, you can always do this one standing up against the wall as well. And then we're going to go ahead and just get a couple lateral lunges with rotation. I don't know if you heard that big crack in my hip. Didn't hurt. Just made a noise. Make sure we're looking up at your fingertips. So we're going to switch sides. Okay, so our first exercise is jumping jacks. I'm going to get the timer going. We're going to do each exercise for 1 minute. Okay, so jumping jacks. If you don't feel like jumping doesn't agree with your joints today, that is totally okay. You can go here. Maybe this doesn't feel good on your shoulders. Then you can go here, which is more like a modified seal jack. If you've worked with me before, you've probably seen this. So you got some options, okay? But the idea here is we're going to get that heart rate up just a little bit, and we don't have to add the jumping component. And we are more than halfway. And again, if you don't like taking those arms up overhead, you can go out to the side. Arms go out to the side as your toe goes out to the side. Our next exercise is going to be an alternating reverse lunge. Here we go. So nice big step back, switching sides. Now if you're new to a step back lunge, some people find it helpful to kind of slide the leg back, then go down. If you feel like you need to hold on to something for balance, you can totally do that as well. I want that back knee to get as close to the ground as possible, but your front knee should stay right over your ankle. I don't want that front knee being way out in front. You should be able to push through this heel as you stand back up. And again, feel free to hold on to something for balance if you need to. I would rather you give me some good form, work the exercise, than fight that balance. This is a time crunch workout. We're not here to work on balance today. We want to make it effective. Oh, it's time to switch. All right, here come our push-ups. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly move you guys so you can see my bench. And we're going into push-ups. So I am front on my knees. I'm using the bench to bring the floor closer to me. My hips are moving with me. They're not staying up in the air. Okay, see how they are in line? My hips are in front of my knees versus being over my knees. See the difference there? And we got about 20 seconds left. So even though I can do push-ups from the floor, doing them from the bench, I can still get a lot out of it by working the exercise and really pushing into the bench. But it's time to move on. Okay, we are back to on our feet doing squat jumps. So if you don't want to jump, you're going up on your toes. And you're going quick as you stand up, as if you're going to jump. We're working power. We're working on force. Applying force quickly. Going up on those toes. Now next round, if you want to, you can join me for the jumping part. Or you can do the jumps right now. It's 1 minute, so you gotta pace yourself for sure. We got about 15 seconds left right here. Next, we're going back to our chair or our bench for dips. And I've got a lot to say about these. These are not my favorite exercise. If you've worked with me, you're probably like, dips? She's never had me do those. If you've been following me for a while, you know, like, I never post about these either. Okay, so dips. Your thumbs, sit right on your thumbs. Slide your butt off the bench or the chair. So we can do a couple versions. Shrug your shoulders, pull your shoulders down. This is a great exercise for shoulder and or knee rehab. It's strengthening your lower traps, your lats. It strengthens down here, teaching you to keep those shoulders out of your ears. This is not your traditional dip, okay, but this is much better on your shoulders, much friendlier on your shoulders. On the next set, we'll do dips. Okay, we're moving on from those alternating front kicks. All right, so kick, kick, kick. Bring your knee up, push your heel towards the floor or towards the wall in front of you. Kick. If your leg doesn't get up as high as mine, that is totally okay. Keep going. I gotta make sure I can see the timer. You don't want me losing track of the time. Okay, pushing that heel out to the wall in front of you. Again, it doesn't matter how high that leg gets. And if you feel like you don't have the balance for this, stand up against the wall. That's totally okay. If your kick is down here, that's okay too. Our goal here is just to keep moving for 20 minutes. And we got about 5 seconds left on this. Our next one is inchworms. So you're going to hinge forward, walk yourself out, walk your feet up, hinge forward. Now normally you can kind of just keep walking it out. Sometimes people, instead of walking their feet up to their hands, they'll walk their hands back to their feet. Now notice how much I'm letting my knees bend. So you can let your knees bend. Wherever your mobility is, work with that. Walk yourself out into a plank. You can decide, do you walk your feet up to your hands, bend your knees, roll up, or you can do it the other way, walk yourself out, nice plank. Oh, that's over. Next exercise, you're like, oh, thank God. Okay, prisoner squats. That means we put our hands over our head, sitting back. Trying to keep our chest up. So, common question I get on this is, do my toes need to be pointed forward or should they be pointed out? Whatever is comfortable for you, as long as your knee stays over your second toe. So if your toes are pointed out, so is your knee. Your toes are pointed forward, so is your knee. So you can experiment with what position feels best for you. I think I tend to do toes out. However, toes out does not mean ballerina, okay? If you naturally fall into that position, you probably have a history of being a skater or a dancer and or some other imbalance going on there. Okay, next is mountain climbers. You can use your chair or your bench for this to bring the floor closer to you. And I am tapping every time. This is 1 minute. I don't want to run this out for a minute because I want to keep talking to you. Now you want to keep your head looking out in front just a little bit. We are about halfway. If you feel like you need to rest a second, go ahead, take a breather. Then pop right back up. Maybe your rest is in this position. Your choice. It's your workout. We got about 15 seconds left, and then we get to rest for 1 minute. Last 10 seconds. Keep looking out in front. Last 2, 1. Awesome. We got 1 minute of rest, which means I am looking for my water. Did I bring my water down? Oh, good, I did. All right, so I'm reminding everybody this week to make sure you're keeping up with your water. A lot of people I talked to this week, the temperatures got a little bit cooler the last couple weeks, last couple days, and people started slacking on their water. So make sure you're keeping up on your water. So we've got about 30 seconds left, and we're gonna start back with those jumping jacks. Remember, it's your choice whether you add the jump or not. On some of those exercises that we did, I'm gonna take the intensity up. I'm gonna give you a harder version of it. Don't feel like you have to do that harder version. Listen to your body, just keep your body moving. I might show you the harder version, but if I can't keep talking, I might go back to the easier version. All right, so we'll just see how it goes. In, let's go, jumping jacks, which I think I'm gonna hit the ceiling. All right, with these jumping jacks, I'm landing softly with bent knees. Guess what? I feel like I have to blow my nose, so keep going. Okay, nobody wants to see that coming out of my nose. Okay, oh, let me get my timer going. Don't want to lose track of that. Keep landing softly. Keeping those arms going. Remember, you can take it to a seal jack without a bounce if you like. Your choice. We got about 10 seconds left, and then we're going to our alternating reverse lunge in 3, 2, 1. Hold on to something for balance if you need it. We're switching every other one. Nice big step back. Push through that front leg to lift you back up. Try to let that back knee get as close to the ground as possible. This is a chance to let that heart rate come down. So go ahead and slow your tempo down. Focus on your form on these. Catch your breath. Get your chair or your bench ready if you want to do your push-ups from your bench or your chair. We got about 10 seconds left, and we'll be shifting that focus back to our upper body. Remember, guys, on push-ups, it's important to keep refrigerator arms. Here we go. Refrigerator arms. I don't think I can do a minute of these from my toes, but I'm gonna see how many I can get. Challenge yourself. Some of you, I know, do laying on the floor, pushing yourself up. So laying all the way down, make a T, put your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up. You can totally do that here. And you can push yourself up, not to your toes, but to your knees. I love these because when you work on pushing up from the floor, you're working on getting that depth. At that deep angle, you need that strength. So that's why I like giving you guys those push-ups from the floor. All right, next, squat jumps. I told you I would actually do these this time, but I'm gonna hit the ceiling. All right. It's 1 minute, so you wanna pace yourself. Land soft. And if you don't wanna do the whole jump, just come up fast. Go up on your toes. Land soft. We're more than halfway there. You can see how I kind of let my arms help. And by this point, oh yeah, I feel those quads. They're talking to me. But this is good. Adding this power move, whether you're actually leaving the ground or just coming up quick. So important for bone density, cardio intensity. All right, we're to our dips. Okay, so this time we're gonna actually bend our elbows. So still sit on your thumbs. Whew. Slide your butt off the bench. Let those elbows go straight back. My hands are just outside my hips. It's not really wide. Dropping my hips straight down, pushing up. If you don't like it, go back to basically the reverse. Shoulder shrug. Shrug your shoulders, push those shoulders down. Maybe you do a combo of both. A tricep dip, a reverse shoulder shrug. Tricep dip, elbows straight back. Last 3 seconds. Next one. Alternating front kicks. I'm gonna keep those just how they were. Kick, kick. And again, if you feel like, oh, I don't have the balance or the stability for this, you can go a little bit wider. See if that helps. Okay, and remember, it doesn't have to be as high as I do it. And you can also lean up against the wall. But just lift that leg, feel that core, kick with that heel. Push that heel towards that wall out in front of you. Kick, kick. We got about 15 seconds. After that, we got that goofy inchworm. Trying to think of a modification for that one, to be honest. All right, so inchworm, hinging at your hips. Let your knees bend, find the floor. Walk yourself out. Find a nice plank. Walk your hands back in, let your knees bend. Bend your knees, plant your heels, come back up. Hip hinge, butt out, chest out. Bend your knees, find the floor. Walk it out. Nice plank. This time I'm going to walk my feet to my hands. Feeling a good stretch. Slowly coming back up. Walking backwards just so I stay inside the camera view. I'm going to walk this out to the plank, and that'll probably be our time. All right. Next one. Who remembers? It's prisoner squats. You guys, we are on the last 2 exercises. Hands up over your head. Makes it a little harder when we take those hands up. And you want to try to keep your head up. I could do a better job of that. Pushing those hips back. We got about 30 seconds. Laura, it says you're still watching. I don't know if you're watching and doing, or if you just let your phone stay here, so I think that you're watching and doing. If you're doing it, awesome, good job. Those of you watching the replay, make sure you let me know. We got about 10 seconds left, and we're gonna end with mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1. And this is good. I'm gonna have enough time to catch my breath before I get on with my live session. All right. Elbows turned forward. So, see how the crease of my elbow is facing you? Okay, go ahead and do that. And tap, tap. And we tend to look at our feet. And I want you to look out in front of you a little bit. We're halfway there. If you need to stop and pause, it's totally okay. Keeping those elbows pointed straight ahead. Don't forget the grapefruit in your armpit. Squeeze that grapefruit. 10 seconds left. Feel that strong upper body, that strong core. If you want to make it more intense, you can run this mountain climber out if you like. I'm good right here. That was it. Now we have 1 minute rest, but really the workout's done. That is 20 minutes. We hit a little bit of everything. Ooh, look at me. So we got a little cardio, even though I think there was really only 2 jumping things, but that got the heart rate up. Could have done more cardio by running the mountain climbers. I didn't feel like I needed that. Still hit a little bit of everything. We hit the legs, we definitely hit the arms, and a ton of core. So all of these workouts, I did this one live, but I have a bunch that I will be posting. I'll post another one tomorrow, a time crunch workout. I'm going to keep posting these in the group all month, and they're going to be available for you to pick up and follow along with all through November and December, because we get busy, right? And we're like, oh, I don't have time to work out. But you can at least grab one of these. This was a 20-minute one. Some of them are as quick as 5 minutes. So something, at least do something on the days that you plan to work out. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Great job, Laura. I can't wait to hear how you did. And if you're watching the replay, definitely leave me a message. I want to hear how it went for you. All right, have a great rest of your day.